Hey guys, we are getting ready to make this Love Coach purse gift box. And so of course you have your top, bottom, sides, you need a chain, of course your X-Acto blade, make sure it's sharp, so we have those separate, middle ruler, acetate, double-sided adhesive, and of course your foam board. And this box is super easy, and like this is unnecessary to just cut this off. However, I just like to use as much foam board as possible without having that sticker paper on there. So I just always, it's just become a habit of cutting the white off, the extra white. And this one was giving me such a hard time, but we will persevere. So I'm just cutting the white off, and then I'm just gonna simply place on the foam board.
Everyone's lining up to see it. There must be something that features.
So now that that's done, we're going to get our foam board, and we're just going to simply place the images on there. There is no right or wrong way because you're going to cut all these pieces out separately. So we're not doing any type of like trifold, quadfold, whatever. We're not doing none of that. But I promise you, it goes super fast. Now, child, I want to beat myself up because why am I doing a voiceover when everybody is asleep and I could have did a regular video? Like, come on now, Crystalline. I'm so used to doing a voiceover. It's just habit now. But anyways, we're just placing this on here. And like I said, I like to utilize the majority of the board if I can because I like to have scraps. So I'm just gonna, that's why I'm placing it like this. But like I said, there's no right or wrong way to place it on there. You just want to make sure you get it all on there. And boom, like that. Now I'm going to take my ruler because we all know if you see me and I have extra, I like to cut it off. That helps with me being able to manage my cuts and my board. So I definitely like to get rid of the excess and just trim this down. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just cutting it to trim it down to a manageable size, and then I'm going to go through and cut it all. Now I know you're gonna get on here and be like, your cuts are so like, child, get a sharp blade. If your blade is giving you problems from jump, change it out. That's why I have this whole container of blades, because the minute the blade hits that sticker paper, sometimes, especially if you're cutting with a vinyl, like a glossy vinyl sticker paper, that's a lot thicker than a regular sticker paper, it will definitely get dull really fast. So child, I stay with my extra blades on the side, because the minute my blades start snagging, I switch them out because anybody got time for that. And what I'm not going to do is give my customers a school project looking gift box. So switch those blades out.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something that features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something that features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. Let me paint a picture. I see they don't understand. Feeling like Picasso. She brushing against my hands. Seen you from around the way. You didn't give me the time of day. You be making moves that yeah, who really care what Simon say? All the bad things, girl, I had to look past that. Call yourself a dime, I'm just trying to get my cash back. You be looking fine, so no wonder they can't match that. Louis V scarf, or I'm chilling with a dad. Whoa, slow it down like that. Just hold me down like that. Yeah. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something that features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her.
Okay, now that that is done, I'm gonna go through and I'm just gonna clean up anything that needs to be cleaned up. Because like I said, perfection is the goal. And now that's done, I'm going to set it to the side and I'm going to get that piece that I cut out, get my acetate, because I'm going to use that little piece that I cut out as a guide to see how much acetate I'm going to need. And child, ever since I got this little mat right here, I've been obsessed with making my stuff straight. And guess what? It still don't be straight. But I do the best that I can because, it be a struggle. Look at me deviating from the ruler. I cannot. But y'all, I be trying still. I be trying. Now this is a heart, and because the box is not a square, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to trim the corners of the box to give it that little pointed angle, so that it's not like running, so the acetate isn't running off the edge of the box. So we're just gonna cut it from jump, trim that down, and it's not gonna be perfection, but it's gonna work. And that's all we ask for. And boom, just like that. Now we're going to discard that little heart, and then we're going to put our double-sided adhesive on the acetate. Now for this one, I know I usually say you can put it on or off, but for this one, you probably want to put it on because, just so it can, it's going to fit right. Okay, so now it's going to test it out before we put it on there real quick, and boom, perfection. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to take the protective covering off of the double-sided adhesive and just simply place it on the board. Now we tested it, so we know it's perfection, and when you put it on the board, make sure it's on there right, because when it's stuck, it's stuck. And if you lift it up, you're going to lift up the paper on the foam board, and we do not want that. So boom, just like that, that is done. Okay, so now this part is the part that I was kind of like struggling with because I did not put any type of holes in the template. So this is me attempting to do some little makeshift hole. And let me tell you, it wouldn't have been super horrible had I had those little circle stickers to cover it, like, the ones that you put on the purse. However, I did not have that, and when it's all done, you can't really tell too bad, but I did do it two different ways. So when I do give the template, I might add the holes just so people can know where to cut. It is going to be a little difficult, but like I said, if you get those little circle stickers that with the little cutout, that's going to work perfectly fine, because it's going to cover them ugly holes. Now you're just gonna have to put one inside and one outside. But hey, listen, the purse is cute. Ain't nobody about to be, well, depending on what kind of hole you make, ain't nobody about to be looking at it. I do actually prefer the way I did it the second time versus this time, because this hole is actually too big. And the second hole, even though it's just not perfection, it's still small and discreet, and you can kind of clean it up a little bit more. Then you can do a big old hole. But for the first one, I ended up doing some X's and then just tried to simply cut a little circle, which didn't really work out because, like I said, the hole was too big. But I know it doesn't look so bad from afar, but trust me, it's not what you want. And cutting circles are just always the hardest, especially if it's something that's small, But that's me in my head, someone that'll do, donkey. I'm always saying that. But so for the second one, like I said, I just poked the hole in the foam board with my X-Acto blade, and I just went around like this, just to make the hole a little bit bigger. Because the goal is to get the chain in there. So, you know. But if you buy my template, I'm definitely going to add the holes in there. That way we make sure that they're even and they're not like, you know, super wonky. And for this, you're simply just gonna make a V shape with the sides. And so therefore I'm taking my blade and I'm gonna cut that little bottom piece of the foam board so it has like a little slant on both sides. Now you definitely want to make sure that you're going the right way. Because child wasn't even paying attention. Just by the grace of God, it was going the right way. And then you're just going to put some glue on that little side that you just cut. And boom, like that. Hold it together. Clean off that excess. Now I want to make sure that my V for this is going to be exactly how I want it. I don't want it to be glued to where it's too small. So that's why I have it on here, trying to measure. And I'm simply just going to take my glue gun and glue that and put it on there. Like, this is the easiest box ever. I think the hardest part was pretty much cutting out that stupid circle. Like, you know, had I did it the way I did it the second time, I probably wouldn't have had that issue. But, you know. And then we're going to go through and we're just going to seal those creases. You know how that goes? A little glue cock. Who came up with that word? I cannot. But we're just going to glue that other side. Place that down there. And hold it down. We want to hold it down really tight for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then take our little extra piece and clean up that extra glue that might be pouring out of there. So boom. So you see those big old holes on the side? Like, yeah, no, just do it the second way. And then we're just gonna take our glue gun and we're gonna caulk. you know. And we're going to do that to all the sides that needs to be caulked. So after this is going to be the chain part. The chain I ordered from Amazon, and you do have to read to make sure which thickness that you're getting, because you don't want it to be too thin, and some of the chains can definitely be thin. So you know, you have to be mindful of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure. So me measuring is me putting the chain inside. My thought at first was to loop the chain, but then I'm like, girl, you're just doing too much. So I just put the chain on one side, and then I'm going to drag it over to the other side, and that way I know how to cut, how much to cut. And boom, right there. So I'm just taking my X-Acto blade and popping that little chain open, and then I'm going to take the chain that I just cut and the other one and measure it and pop that other one open as well. Just like that. And now we're just going to place it in there and get ready to glue. Well, this is pretty much how I do mine. I don't know if listen, if you know a different way, let me know. But this way works pretty good. And just simply going to dab some glue on top on the board. Place your chain on it. Make sure you dab it down with your fingers to make sure it's in there, and then put a little bit of glue on top. Then you're going to drag that part over, stick it in, and pretty much do the same thing. Child, that hole was too big. It just slid out. It just slid right out. I cannot. So we're going to do glue, put the chain in, stab it down, make sure it's in that glue, and glue on top.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. You see her walking down the boulevard. She got the
And boom, you are done. And how cute is this? Listen, this bag is just too cute. So I want to do a quick video on the holes for these because I did not include holes in the template. So I just might so you know where to put it and so it's even. But with these ones, I just simply put my blade in and twist it. This is how small they are. And then for these ones, I cut out the hole. You know, they're a little uneven and jacked up. However, if you have those little circle things, you know, you can just cover that real good like you do with the other box purses. And it's cute. I mean, you can't really see the holes until you turn to the side. But, you know, if you're trying to be a little bit more fancier, you can always cover the inside as well with maybe like a brown or, you know, something that looks a little bit more or the same design, at least the back, you know, on the sides maybe, or just simply put some tissue paper in there and go about your business. But it's super cute, right? And I do the 2 chains because the 2 chains helps add balance. It's not small, but it's not big. So the 1 chain is just too skinny. That's why I decided to go with the 2 versus the 1 from the other bag. But check her out. She is so cute and I'm totally obsessed. So for all those little spoiled girls out there wanting a Coach bag but don't want to do their chores or want to talk back, like, boo, get this box because this is the only Coach you're getting. But until next time, happy crafting.